Welcome back to the Doc's Diagnosis presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. If you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe on the YouTube channel so you can get all our content when it comes out. Dr. Rob, one of the most talked about plays in the Nebraska-Maryland game is the last play for the Nebraska offense. Now let's set this up first of all. Nebraska gets the ball on its own 7. Chubba Purdy comes in, marches him down to the 5-yard line. First and goal.
Nice looking drive.
Nice looking drive. So you're at first and goal. First play is a pass. What are you doing there?
I understand the idea that you want to keep that defense off balance a little bit, but you've gotten there with the run the whole way. The concern is that you do start running out of a little bit of space, whether it is a run or a pass, and the defense is going to be sucking up regardless because there's less vertical field in which to play in. And so running the ball in those red zone areas, especially once you get inside the 10-yard line, does become more difficult. And so I understand going with the pass there.
But what does Nebraska do better, run or pass?
Well, that's a subjective question. They definitely run the ball better, and they're far more turnover prone within the passing game. And so you would think the safe option there would be to try and come up with some kind of run.
Well, remember, all you need is 3 points because you're tied at 10 at this point. Next play, a 2-yard loss. So then now you've backed up 2 yards. Now you're at 3rd and goal, and this is where we pick it up. And right away you can see the Huskers almost giving away what they're going to do.
It is. Now, I mean, when you look at the setup, you and I were talking about this. I could see him, they got Fedoni down here. I could see him trying to come in with the delay route with Fedoni here on this side with the idea that you're going to have most of the defense keyed in up here at the top of the screen where you got Kemp Bullock and Malachi Coleman out there. The play design, when you look at it, Kemp comes, whoop, I got to turn my pen on here. Kemp comes up, he's going to take a route here in the end zone. Bullock's coming in. It almost looks like he, and actually maybe even Coleman, when I first watched this play, I actually really thought Malachi and Bullock both were coming up on sort of these rub routes to clear out space for Kemp to end up open up here in the back of the end zone. The more I look at it, the more it looks like Kemp here with his route is really going to be, this is sort of the safety. This is the guy who ball gets deflected, bounces in the air, he catches it for a touchdown. Bullock right here is the guy who's a little bit of the rub guy, going to clear some space. And the more I watch it, the more it looks like the intended target was Malachi coming across here. And I don't know if he just misjudged the ball, if he didn't understand it was going to be coming to him, or if he didn't understand that it was going to be coming to him as quickly as it did. But when you look at this, that pass is going to come right past Malachi. The defender's right there, picks it off, and Maryland gets a nice little start to its, well, to their game-winning drive.
Well, it looked like Malachi just kind of gave up on it, too. I mean, a lot of people are putting towards I think there's a lot of error maybe on a number of different guys here.
I think there is, and I think a lot of it is that when you get in a situation like this where you've got a young receiver who is insanely talented, but he doesn't have a lot of playing time in terms of total career.
True.
I mean, he's a guy who started playing football in high school, I believe. So he doesn't have a lot of years under his belt. There's still a lot of learning in the game going on, and he's learning it at a massive, fast pace on a huge scale, on a big stage, in a not easy situation where you've got a new coach that's trying to architect a rebuild here, and he's trying to do it with a third-string quarterback
limited reps,
who has had very limited reps both in practice and in games this year.
And if you go back and watch, and you can rewatch the Doc's Diagnosis, Chubba telegraphs exactly where he's
100%.
going right when he gets there. So that leads to a Maryland field goal, which was the game winner, as Nebraska still looking to become bowl eligible. For Dr. Rob Zatechka, I'm Travis Justice. Thanks for watching the Doc's Diagnosis, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union.
Whether you've just bought your first home or you've had your dream home for 20 years, life is bound to throw a curveball eventually. When unexpected surprises arise, Centris can help you use the equity your home has already accrued to your advantage. Learn more at centrisfcu.org.